Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. This is Uncle Lenny. Today we are discussing the impact of drought in agriculture, and we are exploring solutions for farmers. Joining me this afternoon is Mrs. Chilizia Kasaila. She's a person who have so much passionate in agriculture and helping the youth in alleviating poverty all the way from Zambia, the African continent. Madam, you are welcome to my channel. Please introduce yourself to my viewers.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Like Uncle Lenny has already said it, I'm Kasaila Chilizia, the founder of Kasaila Foundation. And mainly, our foundation focuses on empowering vulnerable women and youths in agriculture. For we believe that through agriculture, a lot of people in our communities can better their lives, and we can definitely alleviate poverty. Those are some of the drought-resistant crops that our farmers can opt for in Zambia. And the other way is to go the irrigation way, definitely going for solar irrigation pumps. That would definitely help out the farmers.
Wow, you touched a very interesting topic that you want the farmers to go solar irrigation system. But how are the farmers going to access the funds? How possible is it that the farmers are able to put hands on that same kind of farming? Are there banks that can give loans to farmers? Or are there NGOs that are able to fund that kind of a system?
Apparently, government is funding people that are doing winter crops. So definitely, farmers can do that. They can access funds even from CEEC. I have seen the advert for that's circulating around the media, where farmers can apply for either irrigation or even hammer mills and the like. And the government is equally empowering farmers and encouraging them to do winter crops.
Or the government is encouraging the farmers to do winter crops?
Yes.
So how can a farmer identify the best heat-resistant crops for this specific region and climate conditions?
All right. Okay, identifying crops, farmers should consult local extension officers, research institutes, and definitely farmer networks to identify suitable heat-resistant crops for their region and climate conditions. Then they should also engage the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm sure there are specialists there that should be able to advise.
I don't want us to leave our farmers behind on this topic. Tiwerere tilavire chitundu chakwaso kuti tiwauze mafarmers kuti instead yokomola tiala vinchevere tiye tioneko kuti tikomoleko mapila, tikomoleko cassava, because ngati tizachita chabe concentrate concentrate chabe ku vinchevere tinkhale na mavuto chaka cha mawa. Not so?
Nichendi
ka?
Nichendi tifunuko tifunika stay encouraged kuti this coming rain season, bafunika, if possible, bashteko intercrop.
Okay.
Like intercrop, like kind of planting where ngati ngofuna bangachale milisi mzela pa uyakine mzela bachalapo cowpeas, because cowpeas helps in retaining water in the soil. It prevents evaporation.
Mrs. Kasaila, can you discuss the role of precision agriculture and technology in optimizing water use and crop management during drought?
Okay, precision agriculture and technology optimize water use and crop management through sensors, drones, and satellites imaging. These tools monitor soil, moisture, temperature, and crop health, enabling data-driven decision. Kasaila Foundation explores partnership to introduce precise agriculture techniques to small-scale farmers, mainly in our focus area, which is in the district.
Oh, so Kasaila right now is only based in Sinda. Are you planning to extend it to other districts within the province?
Definitely, actually, our aim is to spread to all parts of the country.
Okay. So how can governments
Yes.
and policymakers support farmers in adopting heat-resistant crops and conservation agriculture practices?
The government and policymakers can introduce deliberate initiatives and trainings to empower the farmers with the knowledge that is needed for them to divert into crop resistance, farming, and the like.
Is there any need for the government to sensitize the communities about the drought or to divest from maize or other crops? Because if the government are not taking up the leading role, meaning we're going to still have a problem. Do you think that would be an ideal so that maybe NGOs can be going around, just like your foundation is a good example, but Kasaila itself, it cannot really manage. Do you need other players to come in and, yes.
Sure, we have got players on board in as much as we are operating as Kasaila Foundation, but we are working in conjunction with the government of the day, and we are definitely sensitizing the communities about the importance of crop diversion, the importance of them beginning to plant drought-resistant crops. Definitely, even the government on its own, it can't manage, but it needs partners to come on board.
So what are some potential challenges or limitation of adopting heat-resistant crops, and how can farmers address these issues?
So definitely some of the challenges are the higher seed costs, management practices, and potential yield reductions. Challenge addressing these issues requires trainings, demonstrations, and support networks.
Considering the fact that, yes, considering the fact that seed-resistant crops are the only way, is there any need that maybe the government can try to reduce the cost of the seeds?
On that, I have very little knowledge about it. I don't know if the government can consider doing that, or maybe through the NGOs, we should be able to acquire these seeds if we have enough resources and empower the farmers through cooperatives.
Yes, because if this is the only way we have, I'm sure there will be some of the government officials that will listen to this conversation, on which we literally need to help the farmers to pick them up. If the seed are costly, meaning they'll have a problem to acquire those. And how easy is it to access these same seeds?
Basically, for Kasaila Foundation, we are empowering farmers that are in a cooperative. We're not empowering individuals. We are empowering cooperatives, and those cooperatives have to be up to date. They need what I mean to say, they need to be up to date. They need to be subscribing, to be affiliating to their cooperative, and they definitely need to prove that they are really active, and they should be able to deliver. So for instance, if we empower cooperative A, they harvest and the like, we should be able to get a few seeds to empower cooperative B and the like.
So the whole idea here is to try by all means to encourage almost everyone to belong to a cooperative in order for them to
Yes,
access the seeds.
yes.
How can a farmers balance the need for a short-term food security with the long-term benefits of adopting heat-resistant crops and conservation agriculture practices?
Farmers can implement conservation agriculture practices on a portion of their farm while maintaining traditional crops for immediate food security. This approach balances short-term needs with long-term benefits. Kasaila Foundation promotes this approach among vulnerable women and youths.
So can you share some success stories or case studies of farmers who have successfully adopted heat-resistant crops, conservation and agricultural practices?
Small-scale farmers in Africa and Asia have successfully adopted heat-resistant crops and conservation agriculture, improving yields and resilience. Kasaila Foundation has empowered vulnerable women and youths in Sinda district to adopt these practices, improving their productivity and income. For instance, when we talk of millet, millets can be, in a year, you can plant millet twice and you harvest. So if you want, you can even say you've planted this maybe it should be January to March, because basically it takes just about 63 days to be ready.
Oh, 63 days to be ready.
Yes, we should be talking of about March. So somewhere there you will have harvested. You can say this batch that I've harvested, I'm going to keep it for my family for feeding. Then you can plant later on. Then the next batch that you're going to plant, you can sell it.
Oh, you can sell it. So that's the beauty about these crops. Then you can even do it in two seasons. You can plant it up in twice within the same season. Okay, that sounds. So, Madam, I want to kill two birds with one stone. Whilst we're still talking about how to encourage farmers to divert from maize to heat-resistant crops, I have noticed that mostly in Eastern Province, there isn't too many trees compared to the people in the northern part. If you go to the northern province, you're going to see that actually those people, they're practicing a lot of Chitemene system, but I can still see trees standing up. Are you encouraging farmers also to take part in planting trees instead of just cutting them down whilst you're talking about the heat resistance? Because if we were talking about climate change, it is our that needs to stand up and see to do something, not just leaving everything else for the government. Are you encouraging farmers also to making sure that they also put one tree down?
Definitely, we are doing that. Actually, as Kasaila Foundation, we are working in collaboration with Green Nature, which are our cooperating partners. And just last week, we were planting some trees in Chipata. We planted a number of trees. We had youth in Dawa, and we are still planting more trees. We are still planting more trees, as we are planning for some training workshops in Sinda. As we are planning, then one of the first activities that we are going to do is planting trees, because we know the importance of having trees around.
So you mentioned that you planted some in Chipata. And Chipata is
Yes.
Are you taking it really in the rural areas?
Yeah, we are taking it in the rural areas. Chipata is a city, but then our cooperating partners are.
Sorry, I know the internet was cutting us.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. So how can farmers adapt heat-resistant crops to their local culture and culinary tradition?
Okay, farmers can adapt heat-resistant crops to local culture and culinary tradition by involving local communities in variety selection and tasting, developing recipes and products using heat-resistant crops promotes adaptation. Kasaila Foundation works with local communities to develop recipes and produce products using heat-resistant crops.
And what is the potential for heat-resistant crops to contribute to global food security and sustainable agriculture, and how can we scale up the adoption?
Heat-resistant crops can contribute significantly to sustainable agriculture and food security by reducing crop failures and improving yields. Scaling up adaptation requires policy support, research and extension services, and definitely as Kasaila Foundation contributes to global food security by empowering vulnerable women and youth in agriculture.
So, Kasaila, whilst we are still talking about the food, we are talking about the food-resistant crops. I know where I come from that our farmers depend into the same maize plant and then send it up to the market so that they can send their children to school. How possible that these crops that we are talking about, the farmers are going to find the market?
The farmers are going to find the market in the sense that these crops, for instance, I know traditionally people, most of the farmers, makolo basozi batela kuti bakalima milisi ndiye pati wakankale na unga. But the other thing, definitely, I know, so, Baki knows what to say, even when they plant what is millet, they are able to produce milli meal from millet. Then even from cassava meal, actually one who's got, for instance, if we were to compare somebody who's got 6 bags of maize meal and somebody who's got 3 bags of cassava meal, definitely the person that is going to be found na masaka ya tatu ya cassava meal who have a lot of milli meal as compared to muntu akabe na masaka ya maize meal yali 6, in the sense that cassava meal you paka.
Okay.
And the other thing is the market is readily available in the sense that today, if you walked into ShopRite, you are going to find cassava meal on the shelves being sold. And when you go in the northern part, Copper Belt and some parts of Lusaka, a lot of people are preferring cassava meal to maize meal. So even sorghum, millet, definitely the market is there, and you can get to produce a lot of other things from these. The market is there, it is readily available, only that I don't know what happened, what went wrong in the past that we decided to do away with our local crops, local traditional crops, and we just got to focus on the maize. But it has paid us badly in the previous farming season.
So brothers and sisters, you hear the topic that we are talking about. I don't know where you'll be listening us from, but please, I want us to leave us a comment. We want to know the situation that you are in. The good part is that you talk that people have already started adapting the system of using cassava meal compared to the maize. That really, it's promising. So we have to encourage our people to plant cassava, not only for their family alone, but also to make sure that we can put it up on the market, because that's the only way we are going to survive in the next season, considering that the drought is not sparing anybody else. If we talk about the drought has no political parties, it is affecting everyone. So meaning this is the issue that everyone else has to be involved in making sure that we talk to our parents, our elders, to change the kind of crops that we are using.
So you're right on that. Just to add on that, even as we plan for the next farming season, I would urge our farmers to say, in as much as they love maize so much, let them, if it's possible, let them have a portion for maize, and let them have another portion for sorghum, millet, or even cassava, to be on a safer side, because climate change is seriously real. It's seriously real. And like you have said, it's not political. It's affecting every one of us. So we just need to be ahead of time and plan everything well.
It's very, very important, because if we just let it for the government to do it for us, we are going to be into trouble. We have to make sure that this message has to go across, especially when we are sitting on the dinner table. That's the time when we have to talk about the changes, the time that we are in. The seasons are not the same. So we cannot be living like the way we used to live 10 years ago, because that time the weather was okay. But right now we can see it with our eyes that the climate is real. So we need to adapt with the changes that comes with climate change. So, Madam, let's talk about your foundation. I want
Okay.
I want to know more about your foundation. Are you planning to put a branch in other districts to make it easier, or are you just going to concentrate only in Sinda?
Definitely, we are going to spread to all parts of Eastern Province. Our aim is to be in all, if possible, in all the 10 provinces of Zambia.
So can you tell me a little bit of the challenge that your organization is facing?
Okay. Kasala Foundation faces challenges in accessing funding and partnership, scaling up adoption. Mainly, we are just a youth-led organization that definitely supports farmers from the little that we have, from the little that we get from our various hassles that we do elsewhere. We are all just driven by the passion that we have to see our communities become better.
So if there are any other people that are listening, because one thing I've actually realized about your foundation is that you're touching lives. If there are other organizations that wants to partner with you, are there any numbers, email addresses that you can try to give out, so that, of course, I know how it is to move from one point to another, how hard it is in Zambia. So is there any numbers here that you can leave out there for people that will be listening to this video, so that you can partner with?
So definitely, if there are people that would like to partner with us, organizations that would like to partner with us, either to be the one to work hand in hand with us, or they definitely want to partner with us by buying seeds, giving us seeds and the like, you can get in touch with us. You can email us at kasailafoundation@gmail.com. That is our email address, kasailafoundation@gmail.com. Then definitely you can get in touch with us on the following numbers. That is +26097536818 or +26097538864. I'll repeat the numbers. The numbers are +26097536818 and +26097538864. If you can partner with us, we'll really appreciate. And we believe that together we can alleviate poverty in our communities, that together we can better a life, together we can get rid of malnutrition in our communities together by working hand in hand.
Thank you so much. Mama, do you have any last message as we conclude, or as we are winding up? Is there any message that you want to give out there?
Okay, as a founder of Kasaila Foundation, I emphasize the importance of empowering vulnerable women and youth in agriculture to address drought challenges and promote sustainable agriculture. By working together, we can enhance farmers' resilience and contribute to global food security. Thank you.
So, brothers and sisters, Uncle Lenny comes in to give out light to talk about issues pertaining to our communities. It might be healthy, food security, building, anything else like that. Uncle Lenny is over here today. We are talking about drought in our African continent. So thank you so very much, my sister, for finding time to talk to me. I'm sure this is just the beginning. We'll be talking because we want to know the progress. Either people are changing from the old method to a new method. So this is just the first one, but we'll be looking forward to hear your progress. And it was my pleasure talking to you. Please leave us a comment in the comment box wherever you'll be listening this video from, where you'll be watching this video from. We'll be interested to know the condition, or the effects of the drought in the area that you are living in. I appreciate. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for hosting me on your channel. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.